would I want to restart high school as how I am now or not? This is kind of complicated answer because I do, but no I can't, because one, I can't draw back time, but also a lot of things happened and I wouldn't have been the same person if I just was how I am now versus how I was in high school. So like it probably would have been easier in many ways, being like no one being like confused. I'd just be like, I'm a dude, straight up. But I probably wouldn't have advocated as much for like the changes that need to happen, which didn't happen always right away. Some of them happened after I graduated, which is not as fun. But if I was how I am now, I probably would have just been, I might have been stealth, who knows? I can't really say that much, and everything would have been different. Because I would have been like, I don't care as much because I'm already done, which doesn't exactly sound like me, so I can't really say for sure because of that fact. It doesn't sound like me. So there's that fact, and also the fact that a few things wouldn't have lasted that long, or I would never have had a problem with certain teachers, which happened. Then it would have been different, so then my entire schedule would have been different. I might have taken theater all 4 years, which would have not let me have a closer relationship to one person in particular, who I got really close with my junior year, and he was his senior year, and we wouldn't have gone together if I had theater all 4 years. So there's that also, so it's kind of like, So, because of who I met and how I was able to help others, I would not want to change it, but in general, if nothing changed at all and I was taking, all my schedule would have been the same and everything, I would have taken it probably, but we wouldn't. I would have just done that, and I have a feeling me and that person wouldn't have been as close, but we still would have been friends. Just we would have been as close as we were, because they did help me a lot with my transition. Not like physically with like money or whatever, it was just like emotionally and being like there for me and all that stuff. You know who you are. Message me. I'm not kidding. Message me. So yeah, there's that part so that could have changed and all that stuff. So there's a lot of little things like me pushing the school to try and change stuff wouldn't have been there possibly. I'd hope it would be, but it wouldn't be as much of a push because I would just like, I already have it done. But again, this is for other people, so I'm just like, that's why I kind of don't wish I went back and redid everything, because that wouldn't have been me. It wouldn't have been the same person in a way than I am right now because of that. So that's one thing I've kind of put into my head and thought of, so that wouldn't have happened pretty much. So, but a lot of things probably would have stayed the same, but some wouldn't. I wouldn't have had as much issues with certain teachers for sure, because there was like pronouns and all that stuff that a lot of had issues with, and some had problems with my name most of the time, which I didn't have them as teachers, so they weren't as important. But I wouldn't have had issues with people with my name and all that stuff, so that would be a different story for me completely, which would have been awesome. But it's not what happened, so I kind of just gotta live with it. But again, there wouldn't have been so much change that came after with all the protection of the students. The system changed, is what I was told, to have them the students be able to be stealth if they want to, and they how it's supposed to be is like there's like a two-folder thing. One is completely private, which is their birth name, information, all that stuff, which should only be to the principal and the VP and admin, pretty much as that. And then the other section is the public section for the teachers and all that stuff, which they would print out for the substitutes and all that stuff, so no one would have to be like, oh crap, hurry up and run to your class, which I did a lot. So then I could be like, okay, this is my name, right down, and just be everything prepared, because that was a lot of work at times, because I was like, okay, I'm like, is there a subset? Yes, there is. Let's hurry up to class. And it could be all the way across campus, and I'd be like, okay, we gotta be there fast enough. There's definitely no me being able to be tardy because of those things, because I was like, So a lot of things probably would have been different, but the system, as I was saying, would have changed. I kind of apparently helped force the change, because they were kind of out of date from how they're supposed to be. I got a message from one of my old teachers after I graduated, but they got an email saying that it was kind of out of date and they were changing stuff to be more appropriate. So I'm like, in a way, from what I'm hearing, I helped other teachers and all that stuff because of how I was so loud and open. So that's why I'm kind of like, would I have been still loud and open or everything? Which I am now, so I'm like, I think I would. But yeah, there's still that. So the fact that I helped teachers understand a little bit more, and I helped the teachers actually help students out. That's what I was told from the specific teachers, that I helped them out. So there was a few things like that which helped out and all that stuff. So overall, I would not change the past of how I dealt with high school and how I was like pre-transition and all that stuff, so there's that. So I would not have changed that, just because of the fact that there was this transitioning in high school kind of made me who I am today, and it kind of forced me to advocate even more for other people who are in the same position, because I wanted it changed for me. So I was like, okay, I was like, not only me that I can have this stuff help change for, but I can help for others in the future, which was the main reason, was because originally it was because of me, but I'm like, also, how can I help others? It was also in my head at that time. So no, I would not change, go back to high school as a cis-passing guy. So yeah.